William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
This is William Dockery at Two Hats Publishing here. We're at future home of the LGBT Community Center in Dallas Resouce. And they're all set up. They got all their chairs in order. They got their microphones in order. They even set me up with the camera spot. Give you a 360 of what the place looks like before they start turning the dirt.
I drove by yesterday to see him, and it was so fabulous. He is. I know. Oh, I have. There.
I like this new photo stuff.
There he is. Let's go. My pleasure.
The boxes over there.
Good morning. We want to get this party started. All right? Ha! Yes. So off we go. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming to celebrate a major milestone for Resouce Center. I'm Cece Cox, the CEO, and this is a day of celebration and inspiration and a day of gratitude. We are grateful to all of you and to everyone who has helped us come this far. We are at 72% of our goal to construct a new community center at this very site, to renovate our facility at Reagan and Brown, and to support expanded programs. The new building will be the home for impactful services focused on the LGBT community. People will be welcomed with open arms, and lives will be changed. The building itself will serve as a visible symbol of the accomplishments of the LGBT community and its significance to all of Dallas and beyond. To bless this ground and those who will serve in it, we will be led by Reverend Carmarian D. Anderson. As a visible, trans-identified person who advocates for inclusion and social justice, Reverend Anderson has partnered with Resouce Center on various initiatives. She is also a staff minister at Living Faith Covenant Church. Reverend Anderson.
Good morning. The rain. I got the shake and go one. How do you guys like it? Good old shake and go. Mad at Mac. If you don't wear a Mac, it's a beautiful thing. I'm very honored to be before you guys, and thank you so much for the invitation. I think this is remarkable. I think that the Resouce Center, many of the years that I've worked with them on a volunteer basis, and now working for another partnership of A's Arms, that we have always joined together in unity. The most important thing today that I represent is that the trans people are being visible, and the Resouce Center has always provided a platform for us, so thank you. In my short period of time before I go into prayer, I am a Pentecostal preacher, so please forgive me. I'll tell you that early, okay? But as I was looking, I want to give you some lyrics of a song, and this may be something that you may remember. It says, "There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life. The greater gifts of all, we cannot go on pretending day to day. that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all part of God's great big family. And the truth is that love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones that makes a brighter day, so we are giving. There is a choice that has been made on today. Resource Center is saving lives. It's true they are making a better day for you and me because we are the world. If we can bow in prayer. Most eternal Father, our Creator, universe, thank you right now for this opportunity that we're able to come together in diversity and in unity on this great occasion. Now quickly, God, because you know the heart and you know the intent of us, let this be an opportunity, God, to bring unification for the Dallas Metroplex. Let this opportunity of this groundbreaking signify that we are doing the work of the Great Commission, and that's love. Thank you for the Resource Center and the opportunities that they are affording individuals, because living is life. And because of life that you've given to us more abundantly, we will be good stewards and hands and feet of the blessings that you have stored upon us. And we will not be selfish, but we will also share the good news that life is the most important thing. And God, thank you for the education opportunity that the Resource Center has to offer on this day and forevermore. Thank you for the past, thank you for the present, but we celebrate the future of this wonderful building that is going to house opportunities for growth, that's going to offer opportunities for individuals to come and thrive in this upcoming season. Thank you for the leadership, thank you for the vision, and thank you for the call. And we say yes, and we thank you for the remaining funds that will be available and the abundance fund that we're able to do this great work. It's in your Heavenly Father in the universe that we pray. Amen.
Thank you. That was beautiful. It's my pleasure now to introduce Laurie Foley. Laurie has been on the board of Resource Center for 5 years and is serving her second year as board president. Laurie and her partner, Linda Moore, have generously given of their time, talent, and financial support for many years and have strengthened the organization by connecting generous and talented individuals to the center. Thank you, Laurie.
So Cece's a little taller than me. I have to pull this thing down, right? So you'll be happy to know I have my glasses, right? I have no notes, so I'm not going to read to you. But I want to thank you for being here. What an exciting, exciting day. And what an exciting time for Dallas. What an exciting time, I hope, for each one of you. You all have made this day happen. It would not happen without each one of you. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you from the Resource Center. And we look forward to some exciting, exciting times. I'll be glad when Southwest flies over and we have something on top that says, this is the GLBT Center. Come on. So, I want to real quick recognize the board members. If you're on Resource Center board, if you can just wave your hand, stand up, whatever. Thank you. You guys are, you rock. You absolutely rock. So thank you for everything you do, for your time, for your energy, for the resources that you bring to the Resource Center. Also, I noticed there are a lot of past Resource Center board members. If you could also just raise your hand real quick. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. And I hope you all enjoy this day as much as I am and as much as I think everybody that's involved with Resource Center is going to enjoy it. Oh, I do need to do one more thing. See, that's why I have to have notes. I'm old. So, capital campaign. We have 28% left to go, right? So keep that in mind while you're here today. And keep that in mind while I introduce you to the capital campaign co-chair. Gary, you have anything you want to say? Mr. Gary Olson.
Thank you, Lori. It is an exciting day today indeed, and I appreciate all of you joining us on this beautiful, moist morning to celebrate this milestone achievement for both Resource Center and the greater North Texas community. I'm a little bit shorter than Cece as well, and I didn't wear my heels. So. As chair of the Capital Campaign, I'm honored to work with both the center's development staff and volunteer fundraisers in this noble endeavor. My fellow committee members are Steve Atkinson, Lori Foley, Don Geiser, Terry Loftus, Enrique McGregor, Chuck Marlette, John McDowell, Linda Moore, Cherry Oakley, Jeff Tingley, and Philip Weir. Please join me in thanking them for their service. This is truly a team effort. We remain tremendously grateful to all of our donors who've made today possible. And at this time, I'd like to acknowledge donors who've pledged $50,000 or more to the Capital Campaign. And please hold your applause to the end. We luckily have a very nice list. Eric Culbertson and David Carlson. Jeff Barron in honor of Ross Barron and Trenton Barron. The Benny Keith Foundation and the Hallam family, Kai Lance Pfizer, the Harold Simmons Foundation, a gift in honor of Shelley Lindahl, Sarah Losinger, Chuck Marlette in honor of James David, the Meadows Foundation, Greg Swalwell and Terry Connor, Cecilia and Garrett Boone, the Dallas Foundation, the Embry Family Foundation, David Hart and Stephen Hartzell, Dolph Haas, the Hoblitzel Foundation, the Crispin family, John McDowell, Dr. David Nesser and Robert Shields, Edward Waken, and Cindy Williams. Please thank these generous people. I'd also like to thank all Resource Center board members, both past and present. Their leadership has provided a vision that not only includes this new physical building we're celebrating this morning, but also encompasses the creation and nurturing of vital programming for the LGBT community. They are all important in our history and our future. And in closing, I'd like to acknowledge the work of former Capital Campaign co-chairs Linda Moore and Keith Bernardo. Thank you, Linda and Keith. And here's Cece.
Thank you. The Honorable Clay Jenkins is judge of the Dallas County Commissioners Court and has been a leader and consistent advocate for the LGBT community and persons living with HIV, from introducing equal partner benefits for Dallas County LGBT employees to overseeing the administration of HIV services funding. And the Honorable Adam Medrano is the Dallas City Council member for District 2, where we stand now. He also serves as the chair of the LGBT Task Force for the City of Dallas, of which Resource Center is a member. It is not unusual for Adam to drop by with canned goods for our food pantry for people living with HIV, and he supports us in many other ways. So I'd like to ask Judge Jenkins and Councilmember Medrano to take the stage, please.
Well, good morning, and then first of all, can you hear me? All right. Thank you, CC and Raphael, for inviting me here on this special day for the Resource Center, but also for the City of Dallas. And when this building opens, you know, it's going to be one of the largest LGBT centers in the United States. And thanks to that, we have over 12,000 volunteers and over 50 dedicated staff members that work at the Resource Center, and they're able to help over 60,000 people a year. My work with the Resource Center began a little bit over, I always brought canned goods and other things to the center like that, but I really got to work with CC and Raphael about a little over a year and a half ago when we started working, when I was named the chair of the LGBT Task Force for the City of Dallas. and the things we've been able to do there over the last year has been awesome. We were able to fix the FMLA policy. We were able to make sure that the police and fire and civilian employees have same-sex benefits, something that I couldn't believe they didn't have, and so we worked to get that done. But without the support of the Resource Center, Raphael is the task force liaison, and I see others here as well. But also, I couldn't have done that alone. You know, the city council, there's 15 of us, and there is one of my colleagues here who was very supportive of the LGBT resolution and things we were doing, and Jennifer Gates is here. So Jennifer, so thank you for that. Come on up here. So I just want to invite her up here because. So I do look forward to working with all of y'all and to be here at the dedication. So thank you for having me, and I'm glad that the Resource Center is staying in District 2. Thank you.
You know, I feel moved to say, in being here on this parking lot, that this feels to me to be a very spiritual place. And not just because it's across the street from one of the greatest churches in the United States. The challenge of faith is to allow your heart to be broken for what breaks God's heart. And the people who are involved in this campaign and this center have done that. It is. I'll never forget. Jose Vargas and I had the opportunity to speak at this church last year during unaccompanied minors, and I came outside and saw some police. We stayed longer than everyone else because we were talking in the back. And when we came outside, I had my 9-year-old and my wife and he and some friends with us, and there was police protection outside for us to go to church. You know, there are people that don't see people for what they are. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all children of God, and the work that this group does is truly extraordinary. And I'm very humbled to be a part of this today, and to call you my friends. So thank you.
Talk about being humbled. Thank you for the comments that are being said today. I also want to acknowledge other elected and appointed officials that are here with us today. So if you are, thank you. Please raise your hand and let's thank them with our applause. Thank you. At this point, if you would please turn your attention to a group of folks that come on up to the stage. It's probably easier that way. There's some steps. Some individuals are going to speak briefly who have benefited from the services of Resource Center and are generous enough to share some words with us today.
Good morning. I'm Detective Laura Martin, the LGBT liaison for the Dallas Police Department. Resource Center is a safe place for LGBT people to be who they authentically are. They serve as a connection between the resources people need, from culturally competent care providers to community organizations that provide support. The center is a valuable partner in building bridges between law enforcement and the LGBT community, and that is why they are such an important asset to all of Dallas.
Good morning. I'm Rabbi Steve Fish of Congregation Beth El Binah. We have been proud residents of the Resource Center perhaps longer than any other group, and we are proud to be there. I'm going to bring forth a very radical suggestion this morning, and it goes with our name being the Resource Center. At the present time, we serve the LGBT, primarily the LGBT population of the Metroplex. I'm going to make a prayer this morning that within the lifetime of some of those gathered here, that we serve the entire community, that there be no distinction between the LGBT community of Dallas and the entire community. And we simply are a resource center in God's eyes for all the people of Dallas. Thank you.
My name is Katie Sprinkle. I'm an attorney. After serving for 16 years as a public defender, I returned to Dallas to start my own law practice. I wanted to get involved, particularly with the transgender community, who faces a variety of legal challenges. So I went to the Resource Center because I knew it was a place where I could get involved, a place that had been very helpful to our community. And I found there people who were willing to do what I was willing to do, stand up and help other people. So I started a legal clinic to help people in the transgender community navigate the legal system. And that wouldn't be possible without the love and dedication of all the people at the Resource Center. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Tony Vetta with the North Texas Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender Chamber of Commerce. Management consultant Peter Drucker once wrote, "Whenever you see a professional business, someone once made a courageous decision." More than 30 years ago, North Texas LGBT leaders, with the support of businesses, courageously took the first step to build what is now Resource Center. Today, and again with strong business backing, this new building continues that tradition.
Good morning. I am excited to be here. My name is Helen Turner Goldenberg, and since I am a little verbose, I had to write down what I'm going to say that I might stay within the time frame allowed. I am the vice chair of the Ryan White Planning Council of the Dallas area, which covers 12 counties in northern Texas. I am chair of the Ryan White Consumer Council and a long-time Resource Center volunteer, as well as a 31-year AIDS survivor. I remember the dark days and how HIV affected the world, the United States, and us here in North Texas. Resource Center was here in those days of plague, offering support, hope, and comfort. I myself have come a very long way from the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs up the pyramid, from hopelessness to striving for self-actualization. Resource Center made a significant difference in my life, and they are still here, still fulfilling that call to serve. And they are a true blessing to so many people. That is why Dallas needs the Resource Center. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Luis Veloz. I first became involved with the Resource Center as a youth advocate for non-discrimination policies. Today, I'm involved on a national level on issues such as immigration rights and access to health care. The Resource Center does not discriminate on immigration status, HIV status, sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. And that's why it's so important. That's why the Resource Center is vital to our community. Because if you are in need of help, they will provide the services, or they will link you to the person that will be able to provide those services. And for that, I am forever grateful. Viva Resource Center.
Good morning. My name is Claudia Haziga. 2 years ago, my grandson Nathaniel and I moved here from California. One of the first things on our agenda was to get plugged into some type of a program for LGBTQ youth that share the same interests as my grandson Nathaniel. Through word of mouth, I was referred to the Resource Center, and boy, am I glad we were. I was and continue to be impressed with the way that the staff and the volunteers continue to educate, mentor, and support all youth of LGBTQ to make them feel warm and welcome in a world that should. Thank you.
Well, I wish I could go without notes, but last night before I went to bed, I don't want to forget the thanks. I wish I could thank every single person by name, but I also want to be respectful of your time. But I told my partner, Barbara, I feel like our son Mateo the night before he turned 8, and he had his little one-piece jammies on, and he said, "Mommy, I'm so excited, I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight." So I thought it was a good idea to go for use my notes because I might forget something. But a little administrative matter. I'm going to close it out here, and then we're going to take some photographs and do a ceremonial first dig. So after we take a picture of the board and a few folks, feel free to stay around and take your own pictures and use social media. If you would Facebook and Twitter this, it would totally rock. We want to blow up the internet. And our Twitter handle is @ResourceCTR. So center is CTR. All right. Thank you. As you've heard today, Resource Center plays a vital role in the life of the entire Dallas community. We are a leading voice on issues related to health, well-being, and equality for LGBT persons and those affected by HIV. Soon, we will lay a foundation on this very spot, poured from cement. But another foundation was laid many years ago, and at times like this, when we look to the future, we also must look to our past. In 1983, Resource Center was founded in part to combat discrimination against the LGBT community. It was harassment from law enforcement and unequal status under the law. 1 year later, we became the frontline responder as something now known as HIV and AIDS hit our community and hit it hard. For 32 years, Resource Center has remained deeply committed to addressing the needs, even as they have changed. We know that many of our LGBTQ youth are suffering in schools and in homes where they are bullied and rejected. Many of us are afraid to access mental health services because we have been told our entire lives that something is wrong with us. And stigma still exists against persons living with HIV. But we have a very clear vision. The foundation that was laid for us 32 years ago and our current leadership propels us into the future. And we stand on the shoulders of Bill Nelson and Terry Thibodeau, the namesakes of our clinic on Cedar Springs, John Thomas, our first executive director and the namesake of the building at Reagan and Brown, Penny Pickle Crispin, who risked her license to administer pentamidine mistreatments when the public hospital would not serve people stricken with HIV, and many others. We stand on the shoulders of so many others, some names we know and other names known only to their friends and families and loved ones. And we have you, the broad base of community support, local foundations, individuals, business, and community groups who care about seniors and youth and wholeness and providing a place where individuals will be treated with dignity and respect. Laurie Foley and Gary Olson have thanked our board and many of our donors, and I add my gratitude to that. I would also like to thank the tremendous staff and the volunteers of Resource Center who deliver the life-affirming programs and the services day in and day out. It is my privilege to work with you. And I ask now that Linda Moore and Keith Bernardo stand so we can thank them. They were the first co-chairs of the campaign. And they remain our cheerleaders. I also appreciate my predecessor executive directors, Mike McKay and Paul Scott, who got this ball rolling. And many other volunteers have given their time and talents, including our building committee. After all, we got to build this thing. Chaired by Deidre Burns and including Lucilo Pena, Stephen Rail, Jules Roberts, Chuck Marlette, and Linda Moore. And the Resource Center Foundation, led currently by President Enrique McGregor. And there's a gentleman who has shown a lot of patience and set the visual standard to inspire all who will drive by, who will fly over, and who will walk through the doors, and that's our architect, Jim Langford. Highland Builder is our builder, and they have representatives here today also. We look forward to continuing to work with them. Dave Carlson and Eric Culbertson, thank you for your lead gift of $2 million, which changed the course of this campaign. And our advocate and champion, Serena Conley, of the Harold Simmons Foundation, which has contributed 2 gifts totaling $600,000 and who has opened doors for us that we could not open on our own. Thank you. 72%, great number. It's indeed worthy of celebrating, and we have a sense of urgency to complete this campaign because we know that people are waiting on us. We have $2.5 million that remains to be raised by the end of 2016. That's only 20 months away. After we finish this new building, we will renovate the property at Reagan and Brown to consolidate most of our HIV services. Please tell your friends what we are doing and what you are doing to improve lives right here in our community. This building is not for Resource Center. Resource Center is a vehicle for your generosity and your love for this community to make the services and programs happen, to welcome all. So I ask you to please invest in our service, in our vision and our services if you haven't done so yet. We accept pledges over time, and that can allow someone to make a more impactful gift. I also invite you, without any shame at all, to dig deep. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for our community that we have come this far, and we still have so much to do. Look into your hearts and reach into your wallets and your checkbooks. You can visit with me or other Resource Center staff to discuss how you can support the campaign. And there's an information table behind us where you can learn more, and you can also visit our website. So, in closing, again, thank you for being here today. I'm incredibly moved by everyone who's here. You are generous in spirit and in your financial support. And now it is time to celebrate and help Resource Center grow. Thank you.
How fun, huh? How exciting. I know.
Being here.
Woo.
David Carlson!
No, Adam was telling. Okay, yeah. That's fair. Put him in the yard. Okay.
Who are we looking at? Right here.
1, 2, 3.
Could the Capital Campaign Committee please come to the groundbreaking side? The Capital Campaign Committee.
All right, this is William Dockery, Two Hats Publishing. Looks like everybody's having fun turning dirt, and we got a number of good shots for that. We couldn't collect any sound bites. People are just too much camera shy for us around here, and so we were hoping to catch some sound bites for posterity, included to the archives, but no such luck. So we're going to shut it down for the day. Send this into the office to get it edited up and get it up there as soon as we can for your enjoyment. This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.